Just a reason because I don't stand with the Kuki communities in their homeland concept and the Kuki land thing doesn't mean that I have to do a Judaist career. That's a very wrong concept. I have to answer this way. Spiritually, I'm with the Christians. Whatever the Kukis or Nagas or the Keralites or the North Indians, South India, doesn't matter. When it comes to a Christian faith, I'll have to stand with the Christians. That's very true. But also when it comes to my community, I'll have to also stand for my community. And that cannot be denied though. If you do anything with a negative intention, then everything starts to get negative. But from a positive perspective of view, I was helping them as our own brothers. So that was my clear stand on Moscow.
So leads to my next question. Quite obvious, I've been to Cinematographer and many of the people from the Kuki community, they have loved you a lot. They are still loving you a lot. What happened in this war where you have been most vocal about and against unjust and mostly against the Kukis? Once an Abraham of Kukis, now a Judah of them. So how is this for you on an emotional level?
See, firstly, when you do things, you'll have to be honest with yourself first. You need to be honest with your relationship with God. You cannot compromise your faith, first of all. And you need to be true to yourself. And you can't keep on faking people. You can't keep on faking to the people and giving all the false, impressions. My stand is very simple. Spiritually, I'm with the Christians. Whatever the Kukis or Nagas or the Keralites or the North Indians, South India, doesn't matter. When it comes to a Christian faith, I'll have to stand with the Christians. That's very true. But also when it comes to my community, I'll have to also stand for my community. And that cannot be denied though. I mean, the Nagas also Christians. The Kukis are also Christian. They had a 7 years long fight with the Nagas and Kuki. No Naga said that I am a Christian, so let me side with the Kukis. And no Kukis told that I am a Christian, so let me side with the Naga. See, spirituality and community, it's a very different thing. I'm not trying to teach violence through this, but you'll have to also stand for your community. And that doesn't mean that you'll have to go and kill the other community. I'm not telling about that. But my stand for my people has to be very clear. My faith for Christ, I have not compromised till that by the grace of God, right? In Chochanpur and in many places, I have heard a lot of testimonies where I've also got a lot of messages post-war and after the war also that I was not welcome to speak anything regarding the Kukis by many of the Kukis also. So I said I can't do that. I'm speaking not because to impress the Meiteis, but I'm also speaking what I have found out. The Arambais and whatever the organizations and every Meitei fraternities wants me to come back to the roots, the Sanamahism, which is also good in their perspective. But having said that in the Bible, I cannot compromise my faith for any other reasons. I have put my faith in myself. And that's very true. I'm telling this in front of the camera. I will never ever compromise my faith as a Christian. I will remain as a believer of Christ, as a disciple of Christ for whatever the noon period of time. I'll stand up for the Christians also. That's number 1 point. Number 2 point, anything happens for my community, I'll have to stand for my community. And that's a very true fact. And the Nagas did it. The Kukis are also doing it for themselves. Me being a Meitei, even though I have followed Christian religion, I have to also do for myself, my community. And that's what I'm being very clear of. The Kuki misinterpreted my faith and my stand for my community. I'm a Christian. I stand for Christians. I'm not saying I stand for Kukis, but I stand for Christian in terms of faith. But in terms of community also, I have to stand for my community. And this doesn't mean that I have forsaken all the Kukis. So they misinterpret in such a way that I have stood up with the Meiteis and completely against them. I'm not standing against them. I am standing against what you guys have done towards my brothers and sisters. many of the Kukis, same thing in both the communities. Many of the Meiteis have also killed many of the Kukis. Many of the Kukis have also killed my own brothers and sisters in my community. I have to stand up for my brothers and sisters. I have to be a vocal person regarding that. And that part I have been doing it. See, I have no problem. The Kukis are, getting collections and monies or whatever the offerings and help and humanitarian from the Christian community. I have no envy. I have no partiality on that. But I spoke to many of the places. If that group of church or that group of council is trying to help the Kuki communities, you help them not in cash but in kind. You help them in humanitarian cause. Don't give them money, because that peak hour of time they were involved in buying all the arms and munitions and everything. You never know what the money is lending on. So that was my concern area. So I said, like, please donate in kind, not in cash. So because of that way of action, my whole thing turned up to from Abraham to Judah Iscariot. So that was how my name turned from Abraham to Judah. But I know to myself, I'm not lying to myself, I'm not lying to God. I said, Lord, I am there for you. As you were there for me, I will stand up for the Christians. And also, I've been a very vocal thing for the Meitei Christian community, and that's why I'm standing for myself as a Christian leader till now, also as a God's appointment, responsibility. But but just the reason because I don't stand with the Kuki communities in their homeland concept and the Kuki land thing doesn't mean that I have turned to a Judaist career. That's a very wrong concept. I have to answer this way.
Okay, that's a good one. I appreciate that, because I want to share this experience to the viewers. I want to share, one time I was going to Cinematographer and it was very tough time and I was almost mobbed. So that's the experience I have on that side. Not to be saying I'm not judging them, but it's a very tough one to forgive them. So, but still, as I follow Christ, I forgive them. Next, it leads to my next question, and I really want to ask something about poppy cultivation first. Second thing is the climate change. Since while we were meeting and we met and we discussed, you told that there is something linked between climate change and poppy cultivation in Manipur. Please say your take on that.
I don't know if I will be putting up the numbers and datas and facts subject to correction. But when I was
Tell the approximate.
when I was speaking in many of the interviews, I had datas with me. So the police department of Manipur, in collaboration with the I think the National Agency of something narco, the narco department. So they had a lump sum of calculation of areas in Manipur where poppy cultivation was done. Out of 100%, 80% was found in the Kuki area.
That's a big.
Yeah. And I think I still have all the factuals and figure. I think out of some 32,000 acres of land, almost 80% of the land was found in Kuki area, not in Naga area, not in Meitei area. And they charged me saying that, Rohan, this 80% of the area of the Kukis are being funded by the Meiteis and the elite groups, and we are just doing it for livelihood. I said, the non-believers are funding you for poppy cultivation, and you being a follower of Christ, you are saying, yes, we want to do this poppy cultivation. What kind of Christian guy? I'm not judging them though, but like, when non-believers approach you for any kind of drug dealing, why should you deal yourself as a believer of Christ for the poppy cultivation? That's a valid thing that I have told to them. See, we are not telling that Meiteis are all, nice group of, good people, righteous people. I'm not saying that. But at least when the non-believers approach you, you believers should be the first one to say no on that. And then at least when 80% of the land area is found from the Kuki area, I think I don't need any kind of justification from you also. So that was the thing that I have told to the Kukis also. And regarding the government data and everything, I'll leave that to the government agencies. But as speaking from my heart as a believer and as a spiritual person being a Christian, I don't think what they're doing is right. they need to turn back to God. They need to turn back to God. They need to turn back to God, and they should realize that instead of poppy cultivation, they should pray to God to give other means of livelihood for themselves. They can't just keep on giving excuses to poppy cultivation just for their livelihood. They can't do that. That's my answer.
Okay. And what about the climate change?
Yeah, the climate change. We have seen extreme climate change also.
Yeah, for me, sorry for cutting you off. I'm from outside Manipur.
Yeah.
And during summer days, my father has been vocal about Manipur. He used to tell that's a beautiful place, you'll enjoy, the weather is nice and everything. But during summer days, it gets hotter than even Delhi.
Delhi.
It's much beautiful than Delhi, much nicer than Delhi. It's all cold breeze and everything. But on summer days, it gets, being really honest, it gets much more hotter, much more wilder than Delhi.
See, regarding the climate change, see, Shillong is still enjoying a good weather.
Yes.
It's not about a whole climate change of an area. It also depends on what area are you living on. With the number of trees cut down, with the number of acres being cut down for poppy culture, that is really affecting the present situation and the weather and climate change of Manipur also. See, it's just a few kilometers away, some 400, 500, 600 kilometers away. I mean, Shillong and all. They are still maintaining the weather and climate because of that much tree that is growing in Meghalaya right now. So that same thing, if we can revive in this another 20, 30 years in Manipur, I don't think it won't be a big problem for us. But now I'm so sorry to tell to our Kuki brethren that they can't just keep on justifying that it's a world issue. You can't just keep on, it's because of the poppy cultivation and cutting down of trees and forests. We are having this climate issue right now also. So they need to turn up.
Totally understandable. And I can experience that. What's your view on Waqf board protest?
I would say I would not be politically aligned with any of the answers that I'm giving. But as for all in Manipur, we have a very lesser amount of Muslims population here. And as I mentioned in my first beginning of the interview, that we have to coexist together. When it comes to coexisting of all the communities here, you'll have to respect the sentiments of all the communities. It's not a religious support though, but like as a community which has been here in Manipur for at least a few decades, and I would say at least some centuries here in Manipur, I was supporting them as a brother of mine. So there were a very less number of people from especially the Meitei communities who were supporting the cause. So I was also one of the first, and I would say a few number of people where I was going and taking part in the World Cup Bill rally, and it was also a great joy for me to experience love and support, not only from my side, but from also from their side. That I was the bonding and the connection of that brotherly thing, not just in words that we have to exist together, but it has come into action that we have to exist together. There will be many geographical wars, demographical wars, religious wars, and many other forms of, I would say, psychological wars. But if you do anything with a negative intention, then everything starts to get negative. From a positive perspective view, I was helping them as our own brothers. So that was my clear stand on the World Cup.
So they were actual Meitei Pangals to you?
Meitei Pangals, yes.
Okay. What does Pangal mean?
Pangal means, as a definition, I'll have to say, religiously, they are Muslims, but ethnically and in blood-wise, they are Meiteis. So which means like Meitei will be comprising of the Meitei Sanamahism, the Meitei Hindus, the Meitei Christians, the Meitei Pangals, or other sections, or those the smaller sections. So Pangal means basically the Muslims, but religious Meitei, religious Muslim, and ethnically they're Meiteis.
Oh wow. What's your view on the increase of use of drugs and alcohol abuse? It has been widely increased in Manipur, which is very sad to know. What's your view on that? And I heard that you also had some addiction related to it. How were you able to overcome it?
I didn't have any addiction to that. My father had an addiction to that. So I'm a completely clean person, to be very honest. Of course, I had no tech of drinking, or I had no tech of any drug using. My father was both an alcoholic and a drug user, so I had a very harsh childhood regarding growing up as from being a drug user family and from an alcoholic family. I was the only born child, so I had a very tough situation of handling all the situation also. But having said that, it was really eye-opening thing for me to learn my father's behavior and everything. And during the COVID also, I applied all those things in my COVID campaign where I was at least, um, uh, I would say, helping out at least 190 of them by putting them in rehabilitation centers, and I would rehabilitate them from our side as a social activist. So that is how I have been at least helping out some few communities of the drug users and alcoholics also. Uh, to the increase of the drug using and alcohol market in Manipur, I have to say I don't have much of political answers to that. Very practically, I'll have to say because of the demographical situation that is also increasing. In other times, people were able to roam around freely to all the hills and the valley also. Now the valley people are very limited to the areas, and so they don't have much way to explore and relax their mind. That is also one factor I have to say. Second factor would be about the legalization of the alcohols by the then government also. That would be also one problem. And Manipur was a dry state, and I don't know like the condition of the alcohol thing becoming very popular in Manipur also. Me being not into much of that depth, but yeah, it feels really sad for me to know that the market is increasing. Yeah.
In my terms, it's very sad for me because when I came here, I was someone from outside. I could travel much more than the people who are actually from here. So I've been to many other places where most of the Meiteis said to be very sad they haven't been to. And it's very disheartening to see that. So I hope things will improve soon and as soon as possible. When I first came here and I asked people, I asked their views and everything, there's a rift between Assam Rifles and Meiteis. That I've heard that Assam Rifles have been very prejudiced, very ignorant, the Meitei people. And there was one case which I want you to highlight that so that I could get to know more about it and people could get to know more about it. What is your views between Assam Rifles and Meitei people?
See, personally speaking, I am in touch with many of the colonels, brigadiers, and majors from the Assam Rifle. Personally, I have very good relationship with them. But when it comes to people's trust, it's very true that the trust of the people towards Assam Rifle is not in a very good condition. The Assam Rifles should also start to prove that this is not the real picture of the Assam Rifles. The Assam Rifles picture is more of helping the people of Manipur, despite of separating the community wise the Kukis and the Nagas and the Meiteis. Regarding the violence, like the Assam Rifle had a very bad image towards the Meiteis also. I've seen in some of the videos where the Kuki militants came down from Assam Rifles vehicle. I've seen that in some of the videos also.
That's a big allegation which you have made.
Yeah. So I've seen that also, and this was a very viral video during the video also. So in one of the interviews, I said like that was a very unfortunate incident, and some rifles should come with a very clean answer to why they have done that. This is not an allegation though, but this is what I have seen, and because of all such incidents, is the reason why the trust of the people has been, declining with the Assam Rifles. And as many as things that you do with the Assam Rifles, I told personally I have a very good relation. I have no, bad, intention towards Assam Rifles, but the trust of the people has gone in so much and when. So now I feel like to all the, officers who are coming towards this area, they should start proving at least that they should start to, earn the trust of the people. And there are many incidents where the Meiteis or I would say the common people had very bad experience. There are not much testimonies of the Meiteis where they had good experience with the Meiteis. I'm speaking about the facts. Having good relationship with me in the Assam Rifle is a very different thing. But having a good testimony with the people of Manipur, especially the Meiteis or the Nagas, with the Assam Rifle, that should be the testimony to prove out that yes, the Assam Rifle is working with the people of Manipur in a good way. That kind of testimonies we have not found till that in a extent. But activities-wise, they have been trying to help out many people. But that is activity-wise. But when it comes to testimony, that should be a testimony at least that the Assam Rifles have helped out people. Unluckily, like we have not seen that picture.
I want to know something about your first train journey.
Real journey.
First train journey.
Train journey, okay. Yeah. So I had, and then I had a half pant. I had a banyan with me.
Half pant and banyan.
Yeah, that was the dress that I was wearing. So yeah, I think I met a family from Sikkim. There, a young lady, her mother and his brother, her brother, and we had traveled all the way till Delhi, even to the metro. Also, I got down in GTP metro station.
Okay.
They got down in the another station again, and that was one family that I met. I forgot their name also completely. They're from Sikkim only. That I had a strange memory. That was 9 years back, 2017. That was a long time back. And so as been explained by many other people, train journeys are always,
Horrible and
horrible.
everything, and
I was preparing myself to what experience I had. But it doesn't go that way also. If you are true to yourself, you're honest with yourself, people are also true to you and honest to you also. If you keep on carrying out the positive energy, people are also busy giving you that positive energy. So I find it very relaxing and okay for me with the first stranger. It was good.
to be very honest, people does not like Biharis.
Okay.
But your Bihar experience was much different than what others convey. What was your Bihar experience?
Bihar experience was super good. I had an encounter with the people of Papu Yadav. I met Papu Yadav again in Delhi for a movie. We met a couple of times also. I went to his bungalow and I met him also. I don't know if he would remember me till that, but I still remember him. And his people also had hosted me well and good, nicely with all the hospitality. I was dropped down for another some 90-100 kilometers by their Kartas also.
Is it?
Yeah. So that was a very good experience. And that is so whenever I go to any of the schools, like people always have a feeling that Bihar is not a good place to answer. And then at the moment I say, but to me, Bihar is the best set in India from it. And all the Biharis started to, get up and clap for me. So like, it's a nice experience. Though. But what I'm testifying is also my own real life testimony which I faced in Bihar. So I had a very good experience though.
It was really wonderful to know your Bihar experience was much different what others convey. And I was really thrilled to know that, okay, you are being hosted by someone and that too free of cost, being dropped and everything done. So
I still remember one more incident again. I think that was DAV school Darbanga.
okay.
If I'm not mistaken, subject to correction. I went and spoke in the assembly or something in a gathering there in the school. A principal was good enough to let me speak in the assembly and address the assembly and something like gathering. So I said like, many people say Bihar is such a worst place to go and visit. all their eyes were towards me, and then even the vice principal and principal was looking at me very harshly. And then I think the BP started to compliment me. Bihar is the second largest state to produce all the IAS and IPS officers. I said, yes, perfect, very true. And I said, but to me, if you ask a question, which is the best state that I've ever visited, Bihar would be my answer. And everyone started clapping again. So, I mean, I was true to myself and I was true to the experience. For me, like, the experience was good. The students were interactive, and the entire crowd and everyone was like, and I think there was an election time somewhere, 2018 January. Some elections were going on in Bihar also. So I had met a couple of, politicians who were campaigning in the roadside also.
Is it?
It's just I was riding cycle with some of the politicians. Manipur wala cyclist. Chalo, Jindabad, Jindabad. So, if you know how to tackle the situation, if you know how to spread positive energy wherever you go, it becomes a best place for you everywhere.
Wow, someone from Manipur saying Bihar is the best state they have visited. This also shows the camaraderie and the love which Bihar gives to you.
Yeah.
And to be very honest, the love which Meiteis have given me is way beyond my imagination. I'll tell you a story. Wherever I go and try to speak in Manipuri, I'm a very firm believer in which it says that if you are in a region, you should try to learn the local language. Like if I am in Maharashtra, I'll try to learn Marathi because it will help you to grow more in their roots. So I'm still trying to love and learn Manipuri. So wherever I go and try to communicate with the nenes and the ches and the aunties that in Manipuri, they just say one thing: Manipuri Nupi Lauro.
Say Manipuri lady.
And I'm like, how loving they are. Like for someone saying that marry someone from Manipuri or marry someone from Meitei community, it takes a lot of courage. I've been to many places, but they haven't said this to me. I've tried to learn some languages from southern India. Some of the Mallus are my really good friends. So I've tried to learn them, but they never said it. But the love and the, what do you say? It's like, but the love and the affection which they have showed me really have touched me to my core. I'll share you one more incident. I went to a place and completely unknown to me. And I was trying to communicate to them in Manipuri, trying to learn from them. And I got a free meal. Just by talking to them in Manipuri. And they were so happy that someone is trying to learn. So the love and affection which I have got from my Manipuri community and the Meitei community as well is way beyond my imagination. Even starting from Paknam, place where I eat Paknam, that's one of my favorite place. And I would ask many of us to try and eat Manipuri pizza. That's local pizza. So they also, they just love it. They just love me. There have been other Mayanks who has been living as well, but the love for them, God bless them, it has been a blessing for me. So it has been really touching for me. That's what I can say. And till the most, I've traveled to almost most of the places in southern India. I've been there in Delhi, Haryana, and most of the places, Bihar, UP. Manipur has been best for me. Even in this tougher times, even the times when people were fighting, Manipur, to me, in terms of love and affection, they have been best to me. So this is what I would. This is what I would say. It's very motivating to know that someone from Manipur is saying Bihar has been good, and someone from outside is saying Manipur has been good to me. But it has been. Cannot be lying on that. So, this is my last question, which I really want to know. You have been to places from, let's say, Kashmir, Delhi, Bihar, UP, every places where people even dreamt of going. You must have learned something which you want to inculcate in Manipur. Something which you want to tell to youth that do this, don't do this, follow this, don't follow this. And something which you want to inculcate in your personal life. What are the things? I want to know it on a community level, on youth level, and as well as on personal level.
Community level, you don't need to have this crap culture, like the way how we are having it here in Manipur.
Craft culture as in?
Crap culture is like whenever someone does good, you have the mentality of, dragging down that people. That thing is to be learned from other communities. There are so many communities who encourage their own brothers and sisters whenever they do anything unique, whenever they do anything, the whole community is there to encourage them. So that thing, I think, as a community, we need to learn that. There's a famous saying in Manipuri. There's a, crab mela going on, and then all the crabs of the other states are being covered. Only the Manipuri crab is not being covered. And then the owner of that crab, Mela was telling, hey, why are you not covering the, this crab of Manipur Mela? Every crab will all go out and, be out of the bucket. Then the person who is in charge of the Manipuri crab, laughingly answered, no, 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 Manipur crab will never come out from the bucket. Because the reason is when someone wants to go up, one crab will get down. One crab goes coming up, one crab will get down. So that is the true scenario of what Manipur seems to be like this. The crab's culture is very, very high, which means that I want more emphasis on positive energy of the state also. To be very positive, to think it more positively, and to also answer and think more positive. That's the answer that I have. Personally speaking, I've tested the water and food of every reason. I'm proud to be born in this state. Sometimes I feel like it's so sad to born in such a state where this crab culture is so high. With the amount of activities that I have been doing, I could have flourished and done in larger scale if I'm born in other states. Sometimes I feel that way. Because here the recognition is also very low. It's not about self-praising or not about recognition. Sometimes we have a tendency. I'll give you a very solid example. If you start to hold a position or a post, people start to respect you. But before holding the post, if you have done so many good things, more ahead than the post that you're holding, people disown you and disrespect you because you don't have that position power. That thing is also very high in money.
Very sad. One thing which you want to advise to youth, since you have been that boy who has become a man now. So one thing which you want to advise to the boy who is turning up to a man.
Be positive. Always carry that positive energy with you. That is how you can shape and change every aspects of life. When a killer comes, when he sees a smiling face, his motive changes. When a destroyer comes and when he sees a smiling face, his intentions change. Sometimes it's like if people come to destroy you in their life, if you always stay with that positive energy, smiling, laughing, giving that positive vibe to people, they might think that no, it's going to be a curse for me to attack this person. Let me go away from this person because he's such a nice person with all the positive energy. Sometimes a small smile can change all the aspects of life. So be that man of positive energy, be that woman of positive energy. Charge yourself every time with all the positive aspects. Be true to yourself. Honor your father and your mother. If you have a mother and your father, when you go back home, smile with them, drink tea with them, have dinner, supper, everything, lunch with them. Don't take parents for granted, because I've never tested that thing in my life, where I always used to come back from my school and then, it's a rainy day, their parents come out to pick up with an umbrella. For me, I don't have that person to come out and pick me in an umbrella. I never had that person in my life.
You still long for it.
Yeah.
don't you?
Sometimes I long for that. And that's why, sometimes it's so awkward for me when I see pampering children calling all, daddy and mummy, papa, that thing. I'm like, so awkward for me. But sometimes I long for that. But the piece of advice that I can give you is that if you have a parents, show gratitude to them. You'll never have the chance of, thanking them in your life, because I had never had chance of thanking them in my life also. So that's a piece of things that I can give.
Thank you so much. It has been really a blessing and an honor and a learning for me too to have you as a guest. I'll try to inculcate many things which I have learned today. Thank you so much. Thagachari. Hello guys, this is my first video and episode 1 of Why I Love Manipur. You haven't seen these videos, you won't be able to see much videos on this, but not from now. From now, this channel will upload many things related to Manipur, related to unsung heroes of Manipur, and related to much more to be glorious heroes of Manipur. Dear friends, please subscribe it so that we could grow more and people outside Manipur could know more about Manipur. Thank you.